What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today I am bringing you guys another Forza 5 drift build. Now, in this episode, we're going to be doing the Transit SuperSport van, and I wanted to quickly explain something to you guys real quick as well. And over the past couple of days, I haven't been able to post any Forza 5, and the deal behind that was because of the fact that I thought that my Elgato wasn't working properly with my Xbox One. In truth, what was happening is I had my HDMI cable plugged into the wrong port on the back of my Xbox One and never ever thought to check it. So that's the only reason why it was so frustrating. I was like, why isn't this working? Why am I not able to make this work? And then I just looked behind the Xbox One and I was like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Now we got a bunch of cool designs in here, like this FedEx Sport van, the UPS Sport van. I might actually go with that. Umbrella Corporation. Let's see what else we've got. A jumble of designs, literally. Scuderia Ferrari. Just matte black. A Tron van. DHL van. We got a bunch of cool vans in here, actually. But honestly, I think I'm going to go with the... I think the UPS one looks pretty awesome. I'm gonna be honest, drifting, this is gonna be UPS truck drifting. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be epic. And I'm already trying to think about what, wow, hopefully my chair wasn't too loud right there. It was like making all sorts of weird noises. But, I'm thinking about if they let me put the GT500 motor in this, I'm definitely gonna do it because we could boost that up to, like, just over 1,000 horsepower, and that's going to be absolutely incredible in a van. So let's go ahead and see right off the bat what swaps they offer. 5.7 V8, that's an LS, I believe. 7-liter V8, and then a 5.9-liter racing engine. I think I'm going to go with the 5.9-liter racing engine. Because we might not get 1,000 horsepower out of it. We might with probably like in the neighborhood of 900 something. But I'm not going to mess with the aero and the parts and stuff like the aero parts and stuff like that because I just feel like I don't need to. Street tires definitely. Because we need just a little bit of grip. I'm actually not going to upgrade the tire width at all. We're going to just give this thing massive power and not touch the tire width. Because that'll be crazy. That'll give us so much slip from the rear end. But it'll be worth it. It'll be fun. It's kind of difficult choosing rims for a van. Because it's just different. Those actually look... I don't know. I feel like the rims should be kind of large, kind of like beefy rims, just because it's like I said, just because it's a van. Those kind of look good. Those look decent. I like the stock rims a lot, though. I'm going to actually stick with the stock rims because I think they look really, really cool. And they fit the van really well, too. Like, they fit it's like some rims really fit the vehicle they were designed for, and the rims for this van fit it really, really nicely. All this race level stuff, as usual. You guys know, race level stuff. Some of you guys were, like, telling me in some of my other drift builds, you were like, stop saying race transmission and race gearbox and race... Wow, I just said race transmission and gearbox. I meant race transmission and driveline. But seriously, you guys were like, stop saying race transmission and race driveline and race differential. We know this already. And I got you. I got you guys. I'm going to go ahead and... yeah, race brakes. I mean, it is a little bit of a heavy vehicle. Just a little bit. Gives it a little bit of a nice stance. I mean, it's not, slammed or anything, but I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to slam this thing. I feel like that would destroy it. It would ruin it. How much we put? 994. It might as well be 1,000 horsepower, right? That might as well be 1,000 horsepower. We're 6 off. I mean... 99% of tuning companies out there would call that 1,000 horsepower. I mean, you know what? 100% of tuning companies out there would call that 1,000 horsepower. And now we get to tune it, which is the fun part, because tuning a van is going to be weird. Tuning a van is going to be really weird. And hopefully it comes out right. Get that. Try and get a little bit of a baseline set up. just something similar to what I use on my other cars, and see about building on it from there. I might do some live tuning during the test drive. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Because if it needs it, then I will. If it doesn't, then I might just leave it alone. I actually played Forza 4 the other day, and the speed at which these tuning sliders move was so much faster. Like, I had to get used to it again. It was crazy, but honestly, playing Forza 4 again felt really, really cool. It was just really fun to play, to go back to Forza 4, and it was like all of my old drift cars were there, like all of my, so many memories were there, and also my, like, 200 million credits were there as well, so, that was pretty awesome to go into Forza 4 and have that. We'll go ahead and test it on Bernie's Alps because I feel like, again, Bernie's Alps is just a good track. It's a great track, and honestly, I never really get tired of Bernie's Alps, no matter how many times I run it in Rivals or online or drifting or just making a setup. It's like my perfect track. It has everything I want in a good track. It's got long sweeping corners. It's got tight corners. It's got straightaways. Oh god, this driving position is horrible. Let me real quick, there, adjust my volume. Not the volume you guys are hearing, but my volume. That sounds crazy. Just trying to warm up those rear tires just a little bit. There we go. Come on. Just remembered. We need the drift HUD on. Technically we don't need it on, but I want it on. No, not restart, resume. Ugh. Oh, geez. Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna restart that, because that was, like, the entry and, like, the resuming the game and stuff, that completely threw me off, so we're gonna try that again. Just gets into second and spins like crazy. Jeez! It's weird, you're looking down at the road. It doesn't feel right. But the way it goes sideways is so controlled. It's insane. Oh, that wasn't at all. That wasn't controlled whatsoever. I'm gonna really have to get used to this driving position because it's throwing me off like crazy. This whole idea of looking down at the road instead of at the road is, it doesn't sit well with me. What does sit well with me is the sheer amount of power that this thing is putting to the ground. It's insane. See if we can swing the back end out and just keep it there. Ooh, jeez. Come on. Come on. Come on. Not quite the line I was looking for, but close enough. Thing is, you have instant wheel spin whenever you want it. You have, no matter what you want, you have instant wheel spin. You also have some snap steer in the other direction, some like snap oversteer in the opposite direction when you're trying to pull your drift back, which you really have to be careful about. Otherwise, what just happened to me will happen to you. Definitely. Like, you can't even avoid it. Stick it in, try and get the back end out. A little bit on the e-brake. Try to apply some throttle. That's gonna, yeah, I was like, my points are gone, my points are gone, my points are gone. Alright, power over, come on. Nice, not bad on the angle department. Dang it! I keep touching walls because this is so, like, the driving position, again, is so weird. Taking out some cones, you know, no problem. Average, everyday stuff. Man, once it gets above 6,000 RPMs, the rear tires spin like crazy. You can't even get it back. That's the problem. You can't get it back. Like, you're trying to put it into a corner, and if it goes too far, unlike some other vehicles, you can't fix it. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna fix my mistake, like you can in, like, say, a Toyota GT86 or a 240 or anything like that. You can't just be like, oh, I made a mistake, I can fix it. In this, you've kind of, if you've made a mistake, it's more like you've just made it, and you kind of got to live with it as you fly toward a wall, and just kind of brace for impact. See if we can take this corner a little bit better. You have to get used to the amount of angle this thing pulls because it pulls a lot more angle than you might think. And it feels heavy. I mean, obviously it's going to feel heavy. It's a big van, but it's weird because it's got that feeling of, dang it! Dang it! I should not have lost my points right there. I mean, everybody, I feel like they shouldn't make you lose your points for going 90 degrees. If you go 90 degrees and you keep it, I mean, they should give you a damn bonus for doing that. And then it'll plow wide. It's weird. It'll plow wide with understeer. But the funny thing is that it'll plow wide with understeer while you're oversteering. So it's this weird mixture. And you try to fix it with the throttle and the e-brake, and sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Sounds pretty dang good in tunnels, though. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds crazy in tunnels. Little bit of e-brake entry. Ooh, geez. Yeah, that angle was just going insane. There are some points when you're drifting this where you're not sure if that angle is going to come back or not. Although you do get into a rhythm with it, I'll be honest, you do get into a flow, a little bit of a rhythm with it. And now that I've almost completed a full lap with this thing without damaging my drive line like I did last time, I'm starting to see where you could get into a rhythm with this van. And I feel like it might be a little bit difficult. Oh, geez, that bump threw it off a ton. Like, I just went over the bump. You guys saw, it was like the whole van just lurched. It just lurched like crazy. I don't know why I went into photo mode. I meant to restart because I was going to turn around because I didn't want to keep going with all that damage. But in fact, I'm going to try a little bit of a setup change and see if I can dial out some of that weird understeer. Bring that out a little bit. There we go. There we go. No. Yes, that's the way I want it. Soften these up just a little bit more. Bring this down to like 7 and 6.5, and then we'll bring this down to 6 and 5.5. And let's go ahead. Wait, before we keep going with that, let's actually let's bring this back just a little bit and see what happens when we try this setup. It might be better. It might be way worse. You never know. Kick it out. Oop. It's more controllable. It's way more controllable, actually. Way more controllable. I had a much better score in that corner than I did of the last couple of runs. This is the setup this van was looking for. And yes, it could definitely be improved on, but from where I'm sitting right now, this is way better than the previous setup. So if you want to copy the setup for this van, copy the one that I just made. Copy the original one and then copy the changes as well. Because the original one, while it was okay, is definitely nowhere near as good as this one. No, it's damn plowed wide. See, that's the issue. I feel like that's half an issue with just the vehicle and me not being used to the vehicle and just the way that it plows wide sometimes. And I'll just have to get used to that because you can't change this thing, like, you can't change the direction of this thing, like, on a dime like you can with a, like I said earlier, with, like, an FRS GT86 or a 240. Those cars, you can just change direction whenever you want. This, you can't. You can't do it whatsoever. You're, it's like drifting a brick, honestly. It's like drifting a giant brick, and sometimes that brick goes off in odd directions, and it's very difficult. Little dabs of power, and then a little dab of e-brake, and then a little dab of power is about how, that's about how I figured out the best way is to drift this van. Oh, geez. Brake down to first, bring it back. Not a problem. Now let's try not to let it hop on the on this actual lip of this jump or hill. Cause see it right there, the rear end hopped again, and we almost went into the wall. I was ready for it this time though. The last couple times I just wasn't prepared for it at all. Just kind of came out of nowhere. Keep it. As long as you keep it above 6,000 RPMs, you're totally good to go. It's great for sweeping corners. It's the technical sections that this has trouble with. As far as my verdict on this thing goes, I want to say that, yeah, it could use some more work, but I feel also like it's got a lot of potential to it. I mean, the setup that I have on it right now, I like a lot, and I feel like I could get used to it and possibly even take it online and be a little bit competitive with it. So, if you guys want to copy the setup and then try and improve on it yourselves, feel free to do that. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.